What's up YouTube, this is Tien, bringing you an Atlas strategy update for 3.7 Legion League. A lot has happened since my last video, and I wanted to update you guys on what I've been doing in Legion, how I farmed up my Headhunter, and what we've learned in the Legion League. So what has happened since the last video? Basically, the patch notes dropped, which gave us some exciting news about Valorb usage on maps, as well as Shaper and Elder Influence, and, well, what else happened? The Legion League actually dropped, and I've been having a lot of fun playing it. I think one of the most profitable things to do currently is to do what I'm doing, which is low-tier Alkengo strand maps. So I briefly mentioned this in my previous video, but I think we are amidst what I would call a small map meta. So I alluded to it before, but basically what you want to do is get as much of the league mechanic as possible. This particular league mechanic is super valuable. You get tons of just raw currency, incubators, maps, items, everything from the Legion mechanic. So that's the reason you would want to do a small map like Strand. It actually has one of the lowest mob counts in the game, but it's a nice open area and I think holds the Legion mechanic really well. And so basically the strategy is have no 4s or 5s on your Atlas, shape up the adjacent T5, which I think is Peninsula, and then every time a T4 or a T5 map would drop, it downgrades into Strand, and you could just keep Alken going and sustaining Strand. Here in the background, that's currently what I'm doing. I'm running Strand, picking up tons of Strand maps in the background, and then just trying to do as much Legion as possible. Now, I still go and kill the boss at the end, but you don't have to. You could just stop once you hit the Legion if you're, getting enough maps and currency to sustain, and you don't want to keep going. But yeah, that's currently the way I've been doing it. If you ever run out of maps, something special about Tier 4 and Tier 5 is that you can actually do normal Itziri, and inside of those normal Itziris, tons of T4s and T5s will drop. Strand map actually has the Her Mask Divination card, which gives you Itziri fragments, so a little bit of synergy there if you care about resustaining, but it's a white map and really easy to sustain, so you shouldn't have to do that. In terms of how I actually run the Legion, you can see here I hit the Monolith, and basically how it works is 2 legions will appear, one on one side, one on the other, and what I'll do is I'll quickly check for the generals in the back end of the legion, and if they're there, you definitely want to kill the generals. They give tons of splinters. After that, I'll just go around and hit the valuable ones, the ones that have the chests above them or special symbols, and you can get all types of items, and you can see here in the background lots of currency. This particular build I'm using I think is good for the Legion mechanic. I'm using my Stormbrand Inquisitor, but I made the adjustment to put in chain support, which gives you way more AoE. But enough about the build, you guys can check that out in another video. So yeah, that's how we've been running the Legion mechanic. I still think it's valuable to do high tier mapping. I think those Maraketh splinters are more frequent in higher tier maps. I can't confirm this, but in my anecdotal experience, it seems like Maraketh is more common to higher tier maps. However, the maps in the Legion mechanic don't really care about your player quant or the quant on the map. It always looks the same no matter what. I did a few tests where I ran the Strand maps just white without any alks on them, and the Legion mechanic was still very beefy and lots of rewards from that. I'll talk a little bit about, everybody comes into the stream and they ask, hey, why aren't you doing your Elder Square, the zero maintenance Elder Square? And basically, the patch notes dropped and made it even better to maintain Shaper and Elder Influence. They made some changes to where basically Shaper and Elder Influence always contain mobs. I think that's super valuable. And maybe even a better reason to just park your Shaper Stronghold somewhere. So, friend of the stream, Octavian Zero, has actually put out a video on how to create a Shaper Stronghold. I have videos on that from the past, but his is, very well explained. I'll definitely link that in the description. So yeah, I may still end up doing an Elder Square for maybe high tier map farming where the sustain is more important and I need those monsters. But while I'm doing this low tier kind of Alkengo strategy, I just don't need the extra mobs, so I haven't been doing that. I still think it's valuable, like I said. I think you could still do an Elder Square. Some of the maps that I really like, I've kind of changed my mind on maps like Channel and Grotto, which don't really hold the Legion mechanic that well. I think this is a really open map meta, so maybe maps like Dunes, Underground Sea is a nice big open one that could contain a lot of mobs in there. There's a lot of good candidates. I definitely recommend that you pick one that you like and that you like farming, but a nice open one that can fit the Legion mechanic, so you can get a lot of value out of that. I've been having a ton of fun in Legion. Hopefully you guys are too. That's it for this video. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.